Go live. Going live. Okay. And I'm live. Okay. Okay, so I got Overland Ukrainian beer. So let's see if it's supposedly an okay light lager. So we'll see. Yeah, a bunch of bizarre shit happened today regarding Ukraine. Apparently there's a new Russian proposal for a new law that's gonna force unmarried Russian women from the 24th birthday to be inseminated to bring more, I guess, soldiers for Russian military. I don't know. The demographics of Russia is shit. Russia as a country will disappear whatever happens. They're in a downward spiral when it comes to demography. Also one of the reasons stupid politicians in the European Union wants unchecked migration into Europe, because the same thing is more or less happening here. China is even worse off, but Russia is pretty fucked. But yeah, forcefully inseminating Russian women is pretty fucked up. So that's an actual Russian law they're proposing right now. Another thing that happened today is in Niger. How do you pronounce that? I don't know. The country in Africa anyway. There's been a coup. And apparently the country is going to be turned over to the Wagner group. And this could be something Prigozhin got as a deal with Putin. I don't know. The reason Russia is doing this, helping this coup in Niger, is because France is getting all their plutonium or whatever, the uranium, I mean, not plutonium, uranium from Niger for their nuclear power plants. And France is a net exporter of electricity in Europe because they have so many nuclear power plants in France and they're planning to build more. So this is a direct attack on the European Union by Russia, basically. Not sure how long it will take before that will have an effect on the prices of electricity, but it's not going to be good, so we'll see. The really stupid thing about uranium is that Sweden has enormous amount of uranium all over the place in Sweden, but we're forbidden from basically opening any kind of mine in Sweden because of environmentalist assholes, basically. Oh, I forgot to say, cheers, skål. It's Friday, we have beer. Who's with us? So Abbe is with us, followed a friend. Viking 1 is back from his vacation. Mr. Vantas, Greg, Captain, Sick, Normal Citizen. Jan, Johan, Mats, Harfolk, Benny, David, Karl, Nuttertool, Hitch. Yeah. Obolon was nice. That is just a regular light lager, so it's nothing fancy, but yeah, focus. I'm in a small way supporting beer production in Ukraine. Regarding Ukraine, there has been a little bit of a breakthrough, I guess. Let's show that on Deep State map. So, especially here, I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, Staromajorske. So let's rewind a little bit. Boop, boop, boop. So just in the last days, Deep State Map updated this. So they took this town. But according to reports, they've been... So this is only official numbers, basically. And this can lag up to a week or something. I don't know. Obviously, they don't want to get 0-day information to everyone. Anyway, so this is on a road to Mariupol, and according to rumors, they're a bit further down here, and but the Russians have another defensive line, I guess like 12 kilometers behind this old line. That's the line that had those cope pyramids, if you remember those. They put out those little shitty tank traps that doesn't even stop a tank. So I've seen videos where they have advanced forward to that line. So I'm not sure where the Ukrainians are right now, but they're pushing here, and if anything can happen. But if they manage to rout the Russians and cut off here, yeah, they're not going to get any reinforcements. They're using this road. They can't really use this road because it's in artillery range now, and yeah, they're basically stuck with this bridge that's getting bombed now and again. Yeah, so it's a little bit exciting in the Ukraine conflict right now. Apparently they took back everything they lost over here as well. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's continue with the regular news, I guess. Or do you have any comments on this shit? Dennis says, Overland beer, I had one today. It was pretty good, very light stuff, almost tastes like American beer. Yeah, it's nothing special. Carla says, hi, celebrating 11 years married and 24 years with my significant other. Have a great everything, guys. Yeah, you too. Congratulations. Well, so there's a bunch of articles about this. Basically, the current government fucking over the hunters and sports shooters. So they have a lot of things to prove now. Last week I mentioned that the European Union is suing us, and the reason they pulled through with a stupid mag ban shit that's at least better than the socialist version of it is because they were afraid of getting fines from the European Union, but we're still getting them because they're idiots. So yeah, SN, whatever newspaper that is basically writing about this, and Falu-Kuriren as well, about the hunters. Yeah. And I don't know who wrote this article. Well, Susanne Fredriksson, whoever that is. She's writing about Naturvårdsverket is going to give some kind of map support function for about the new EU rules with lead in shot shells. And they say it should be ready on the 25th of August. I tried to figure that out, but that's not what they're saying. They're saying that it should be ready by October. Where did I see that? I'm gonna have to control F. Yeah, 31st October 2023 is when this is supposedly done. So we'll see whatever happens there. But it's not gonna have force of law anyway, so you're gonna be fucked, and the burden of proof is on the hunter to prove that they're not hunting with lead shot. Even if you have a shell in your pocket or something, you can still be prosecuted by assholes, and they will do that. I'll look see about this again. New government agency for hunting and wildlife management, and there's a bunch of shit they're supposed to do, but it is this new government agency. This is basically what the investigation on how to implement this is what they're supposed to investigate, basically. And this is fun. Any shooting ranges is supposed to, the responsibility for those are going to be removed from the police and given to this new government agency, which is a very good thing, because the police uses their power to regulate shooting ranges to fuck us over. They've done that the last couple of years. It's basically almost impossible to make a new shooting range in Sweden, and every shooting range already existing has to. The police basically made up new physical laws on how a bullet can ricochet and shit like that. They just pulled shit out of their ass, and no one can really argue against them because they have the responsibility for that shit. So hopefully this will get better. We'll see whenever this happens. But the one thing I really enjoy is handling gun licensing. Where was that? Someplace here. Up. Whatever. Not gonna read this for you anyway. It's on riksdagen.se anyway. So yeah. When is this going to be done, by the way? That might be interesting. Does it say? 31st of January 2025. So this, yeah, you're gonna have to wait 1.5 years for this to get done. Well, 31st of January 2025. So yeah, don't hold your breath for this to come into effect. But it's gonna happen during this current government, which is good because the opposition is assholes. Righty. So a little bit of news, even though pretty much nothing has happened this week, except in Ukraine, I guess. Alrighty. So what's happening in chat then? Normal Citizen says Germany has had their fun. It's time for Sweden to have land eaters consuming our landmass for ore. Yeah. One of those big ass I don't know, like this big mech that's large as several high-rise buildings eating up the landscape. Yeah, that would be awesome. Viking 1 wants to know if Overland is available in Solna. No, it is not. I bought this at Ekerö Systembolag. But you can order it at Systembolaget. I guess you have to buy more than one then. Alfred says, just picked up a new hunting rifle earlier this week. Got myself a Blazer AR8 Ultimate AC with Swarovski. It's a dream to shoot. I can imagine. So Blazer R8 Ultimate AC. Let's have a look at that. What's that? Okay. That's an expensive piece of hardware. God damn it! You really hate money, my man. That's not cheap, and that's a good optic as well. That's probably a good hunting rifle, but I think Blazer made a rifle. Let's see, Blazer R8. They made a new rifle that I would enjoy more. Blazer R8. They made one with a 10-round magazine, didn't they? That has a regular magazine in front of the trigger, which is so it doesn't have the magazine inside of the trigger, so they extended the receiver a little bit as well. Is it on the special models perhaps? No. Maybe they didn't update their homepage, or is it called something else? I don't know. Maybe it's not out on the market yet. But they did make a 10-round Blazer R8. I would probably pick over the regular one. Because the Blazer is a good rifle, but I don't trust... I don't really like the current configuration with everything in the trigger guard. Hello Softbox, welcome to the stream, welcome to Strawman. Normal Citizen says, can't have too many government agencies. Let's try to figure out how many government agencies Sweden actually does have. I think I had a discussion with a friend in the US once, a long time ago now, but I asked him, so we have 10 million inhabitants in Sweden, how many government agencies do you believe we need? And he said, well, 3. We have a little bit more than 3 government agencies in Sweden. Let's see if SCB... if you can find it. Let's just Google it. I'm not sure if I can find the official statistics. So how many do we have? I think it's like 500 or something, probably more. It depends, because municipalities are officially government agencies as well. So it depends on how you count it. But I think the official statistics is way over 500 because you define a government agency by having governmental authority over people, so they can decide over people's lives, something like that anyway. And we have a lot of those. So I don't know. I do know that SCB, which is the government agency handling statistics, does have an official list, but I can't be bothered to Google that shit right now. Benny says, Sweden, the country that once had a government agency exclusively for managing potato flour production and other that only managed fences. Yeah, we have a lot of those. Waiting for your review by Ruger MPR and Ruger SFAR. I can't find any good on YouTube. Well, I don't know where I would get my hands on one, so until I get my hands on one, I'm not going to do a review on that, but we'll see. If anyone buys one and wants me to borrow it for a weekend or something, I can at least try it. Hey, did I get a new Decepticons tattoo? Yeah. So I had one here, but there's a tattoo artist in my shooting club. Let's see here. Tumba Tattoo, really good one. He's awesome. So he's part of my shooting club, and he basically did a cover-up, so I now have the Generation 1 proper 1980s Decepticons tattoo with the colors and everything. It turned out awesome. Softbox is going to do his military service. It's probably going to be the AK5. You're going to use them, yeah. Mika says, Ruger Mark IV versus Browning Buck, looking for a cheap new gun in 22 long rifle. If you're a Swedish guy, don't buy either of those. The 22 long rifle handgun is the one you shoot good with. And if you can't do the Golden Series, the 46 pointers with the handgun, then you shouldn't buy it, because you're going to need to be able to do that to renew your licensing. So actually, the other day, like Monday, the police actually phoned me up and told me that, well, your Glock is running out. You're going to have to renew your license for your Glock. And I had totally forgotten about it. The thing is, if I hadn't renewed my license on the same day and paid the day after, I would be a criminal now. That's fucked up. But fortunately, some really, really nice police woman phoned me up and reminded me. That's just messed up, but yeah. Unfortunately, I shoot my Golden Series regularly, so I have. So they you can have one, and they will stay relevant for 2 years. So. But yeah, so it's very important to be able to shoot those series, and if you can't do that with your handgun, don't buy it. So just make sure you can. It's totally individual which handgun works best for you, which you feel comfortable with. So you're gonna have to try them both, basically. If you only have those two to choose between, but keep an open mind and buy what you can that you should good with. It doesn't matter. All of them are usually good. The 22 handgun in Sweden you only use for precision, and yeah, so they're gonna have to be able to handle that for you. So Roger answered the question on which gun a conscript will shoot in Sweden. So AK5 or the FNFNC is still in use. It's gonna take at least like 3 years until the new ones come out. But also Heckler & Koch has fucked over SACO regarding the new firearms for the Finnish and Swedish military. So I think Heckler & Koch somehow is trying to sue to be able to sell HK rifles instead. We'll see what happens there. I just heard a rumor about it. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. HK are assholes. And yeah, the KSP 51 or the FN Mag, and KSP 90, etc., etc. Yeah, they work. The KSP58 is always going to work. It's a tractor. What else are you guys talking about? Alfred says Blazer R8 Ultimate X1 I think is the one you're talking about. It has a separate 10-round mag, but it's damn ugly. Yeah, and it has different ergonomics as well. So if you're used to the R8, you're probably not going to be able to handle the new 10-round mag version better. But personally, I haven't shot an R8 that much. I have shot several different versions of it. Mostly the 300 Win Mag one, because that's what the guys in my shooting club, my hunting team uses. All of them have that. R8 in 300 Win Mag. I don't know why. But it does kick like a mule. But anyway, a regular 10-round box mag is always going to be better than silly R8 mag version. Eric says they got rid of the potato flour agency. Oh no. Benny says I've been looking at the Stag Arms Retro 15 and it seems pretty promising, but I have zero experience with AR style rifles, so I don't know anything about them. If you're gonna buy an AR15 in 223, just remember, get a regular mil-spec direct impingement one. If you're going to get a piston one, get a 308 6.5 or whatever. I would not buy a piston regular AR, because an AR15 is an ecosystem of fun parts to play Barbie doll with, like the Ruger 1022 or whatever. Because it's a platform that's been around forever, that has an amazing amount of ways to configure it for your specific needs and usage scenarios. If you're a hunter, if you're a sport shooter, or whatever your need is. But if you have a piston version of it, then you have only what comes on the rifle. Some parts might be able to be changed out, like the stock and the grip, but that's it. But if you have a direct impingement one, you can basically buy parts from whatever. You can buy them from AliExpress if you want to and put them on. So yeah, don't do that, by the way. It's airsoft shit. So I always recommend a direct impingement one. The one with the gas tube. Mikael says I can do the Golden Series with my 9mm, but I need a cheap 22 to shoot with, since 9mm is getting so expensive. Still, get one you shoot well with. The 22 long rifle is much more fun if you can actually hit your targets. So just try a bunch and buy the one that fits your shooting style. I did not do this. I bought one that I could put a suppressor on, and I dearly regret it. So I used the Club 22 to shoot my Golden Series. It works fine. And since I'm the one storing it for the shooting club, I don't have an issue shooting my series with it. I can just bring it out of my safe. So I might be a little special situation, but I really should just sell the one I have and buy a proper one that I shoot good with. It's stupid. Benny wants to know, are the European AR15s any good? Schmeiser here, etc. They're all good. They're all good. The thing with the European ones is they won't have half by 28 threading on the muzzle device, on the muzzle threading, for example. They might have some metric threading, like HKS 1 by 15 or something like that. So some attachments might not fit. But still, we live in Europe, we use metric here, so I guess fuck the stupid freedom units. But that's the only thing. The level of craftsmanship that goes into the German ones is a lot better than the equivalent in the US. The quality of US stuff is actually kind of poor. And I'm looking at USIG, fuck SIG Generation 1 stuff. Buy Generation 4 or 5 or something if you want it to actually work. But anyway, I haven't had an issue with my Overland Arms AR15. I never heard anyone having any issues with the Schmeisser ones or the Hera ones. A lot of people in my shooting club have Hera AR15s, and I never heard one complaint about them. It's just regular mil-spec stuff, except I guess the threadings on a bunch of stuff. But yeah, they just work. And if you get a direct impingement one, you can just swap out parts however you want them. So stuff break, obviously. So I've had to change the gas tube once at least. The bolt still holds after 15 years. Just because I said that, it's going to break next time I bring it to the shooting range. But yeah, it just works. Just works. Normal wants to know. Question: does Naturvårdsverket's new shotgun regulation permit unplugged magazine tubes on range for hunting shotguns? They changed. So earlier, the rules for hunting shotguns, like pump actions, said you had to permanently destroy the magazine tubes. It can only fit 2 shells in it. Now it actually does not say that. I don't remember what it actually does say, but it still has to be restricted. But since it doesn't have to be permanently destroyed, you should be able to just switch out the mag tube if you have a spare mag tube for the shooting range. That's my interpretation of it. But yeah, good luck with that. I'm still not going to do it because when I bring a shotgun to the shooting range, I'm only shooting trap anyway, or clays, and I don't need a big magazine for that. And also I have my Benelli M3 Super 90 with a full magazine on a sport shooting license. So yeah, I don't have a need for some fancy shit with my Remington 870. Matt says, but the 2 government agencies for handicraft is still there. I know, it's so cute. I don't know why we actually have a government agency for like making sweaters or something. But we do, and it's hilarious. My favorite government agency is the one for runestones. I think it's an actual government agency, but it's only 2 dudes that's super nerdy about runestones, and they're apparently awesome because the missus has worked with them. Eric says, Benny, I'm sure you mean the Tink Arms Perun. I don't know, seems a little sus to me. Wait many years before buying that. Hopefully I'm gonna get a Tink Arms Perun very shortly. Let's just check my email, because I got an email from them the other day. What are they actually saying? Yeah, so I can show you this picture from the email. That's me, and that's from IWA. That's me and the owner of Tink Arms. So yeah. So hopefully that will an 8.5 inch 300 blackout Perun will show up sooner or later. What else are you guys talking about? Benny says, no, it turns out the company I was thinking about was Slovakia, not Slovenia. The company is called Grand Power, and they make AR-15 type rifles. Yeah, Grand Power makes... I felt up their AR-15 rifles, and if it's the one I'm thinking about, or am I mixing them up? But I think it's Grand Power. They make some nice 9mm. But if it's the one I'm thinking about, their AR-15s are pretty run-of-the-mill direct impingement ones. Piotr says he's got a Diamondback DB15. Air Precision is really good mid-range as well if you want an American one. I have an Air Precision 300 blackout one, and it's always worked. It's always worked, never a failure. Air Precision makes good stuff that's priced good, even if you buy it in Europe. Air precision is just good stuff. It's nothing fancy, but it's still just a regular AR, direct impingement, so you can pimp it any way you want. But it doesn't really need that much pimping. I put an ambidextrous charging handle on it. I put a nice mag pull grip, stuff like that. Ambi safety, new trigger, and yeah. Then it's as good as you might want a rifle to be. Our folk says Vildsvin got new ARs especially for Swedish hunter. Might be an option. I have to check that out. Let's check out Vildsvin. So Vildsvin is usually a very good store for fun stuff. They have some really good stuff if you like guns, basically. So what is this? This is hilarious. Look at it. It's a regular pump action shotgun, but it's pretty messed up. It has some here tactical stuff, the stock, and oh dear. So they have a DB10 for hunting. This is not that expensive actually for an AR10. 308, 5-round magazines. Yeah. Okay, this is actually interesting. Let's have a look at it. This is probably a fun rifle. Just buy it with a 5-round magazine, 18-inch or 20-inch barrel, put a suppressor on it, a nice scope, make sure you have a nice trigger. Get it with a 5-round magazine, buy your 20-round mag pull mags for the shooting range afterwards. This is going to be an awesome little designated marksman rifle. Good for hunting pigs, I can imagine. I want something like this in 308. I'm considering a Heinel with an 18-inch barrel, just because I would use it for hunting, so I don't want the weight to be super heavy. This is going to be heavier than any regular hunting rifle, obviously. But yeah, because we have such an issue with bears where I'm hunting. Always, every year, I always step in like super fresh bear poop. And we had at least 2 bear attacks, one almost fatal while hunting, just 300 meters from me. So yeah, I want a semi-auto. Right now I'm using the Marlin 1895. That's a good one as well. Piotr says that we should go to Gdansk and buy guns there. Yeah, maybe that's a good plan. So if you want to do that in Sweden legally, the way you do is you get a permit to buy. You have to do a lot of shit beforehand. You can't just go to Gdansk and buy it. So you're gonna have to get a permit to buy a specific firearm. You have to check with the store in Gdansk that it actually has it on stock. So get the permit to buy it, and then talk to the store in Gdansk, email, call, whatever, get the serial numbers and everything, and then you send the permit to buy to the Swedish police, and you get your license and everything, and at the same time you send in the permit to buy with the serial number, get a permit to import it or to take the rifle from Gdansk to Sweden. Then you take the ferry over to Gdansk, show all the paperwork that says I can bring this to Sweden, this is my license and all that good stuff, and then you just pay for it and bring it to Sweden. That's pretty much what you need to do. I did this with my Steyr AUG in Finland. Pretty much that. I just went to Helsinki and picked it up. A little bit more complicated than that. It was a little bit of an adventure. I have a video ranting about that stuff, but that's basically because of Finland has some stupid bureaucracy. Hopefully Poland doesn't have that issue. But yeah, it's perfectly doable if the store will sign for it, basically. You might need an export permit from Poland or something. I don't know the Polish rules. In Germany, you need an export permit from the German state. That usually takes 2 weeks. Usually I do this from Germany. I buy my shit in Germany and bring it to Sweden. So I do that, but the company in Germany needs to get an export permit from Germany as well. And then they just send it to me, and I go to the local tobacco store and pick up my MP5 or whatever. I bought so many guns from and just picked it up in my local tobacco store. It's ridiculous. My MRT1 says, I'm going to Gripsholm slot tomorrow. Really nice. Have you been there? I've been there. I actually been there with Mark Serbo. We went to that tank museum, Arsenalen, and then we went to Gripsholm as well. The missus has worked at Gripsholm many times as well, fixing it up. Benny says Wilsvin sells a lot of ridiculous Turkish shotguns. They all seem pretty bad. Yeah, in Turkey you can basically only own a shotgun as a civilian. So they have a shitload of shotguns in Turkey. And I bet IWA, about 30% of IWA was Turkish shotguns. I've had an overdose of Turkish shotguns. Mats wants a Lugo LA11A2 Precision. So I have a Lugo 22 long rifle. I never made a video about it because it's so shit. I really should make a video about it just to pour shit over Lugo. I don't trust Lugo as a company. It's a Czech company. It should be good. But their 22 long rifle AR15 is so shit. I would never touch a Lugo rifle ever. It might be that their A2 Precision whatever is good. I can't say. But the only other firearm of Lugo I've ever touched, I own, and that was utterly shit. Matt says, but it's in 6.5 or 55. Yeah, but yeah. Action Reaction Sports, Anton, one of the guys who has Action Reaction Sports, is actually... I wrote the Föreningsintyg for him to build his own AR-10 in 6.5 or 55. So, I don't know. It's possible to build it yourself. Talk to him, I guess. Normal Citizen says, doesn't Postmord have a monopoly on gun transportation in Sweden? Well, if you buy it from one company in Sweden and send it to yourself, then it's going to be by Postmord, and you have to go to a vault or something and pick it up, showing ID and this and that. Not the same when you buy from Germany. Then it comes with DHL or something. And all the paperwork on the outside of the package that says, this is a gun, please don't steal it. It's utterly ridiculous. I'm just lucky that someone didn't steal it from me. Actually, the only time I've had an issue was when I had my Lugo rifle at a gunsmith, the guy I bought it from, because it didn't work, so he had to fix it. He didn't manage to fix it. It's still broken, basically. I should just destroy it. Anyway, and then he sent it back to me, claiming it worked. It didn't. That company doesn't exist anymore, by the way. That guy was an asshole. Anyway, and Postmord, the Swedish State Postal Service or whatever it is nowadays, they lost it. So I actually had to call up their customer service and threaten them to call the police, and I told them what it was in the package, and then magically it appeared again. Fucking assholes. And they didn't send it to the vault where you usually pick it up. They send it to the local tobacco store. Fucking Postmord. Father Weatherfriend says, I do want a lever gat shoddy, but if I want a 12 gauge, it would have to be a Turkish one, and those seem like a collection of problems waiting to happen. Yeah, a friend of mine got the lever action 12 gauge Turkish one, whatever the name of that one is, and it's not good. It's not good. So if you buy it, the first thing you need to do is give it to a good gunsmith. I suggest Action Reaction Sports, and tell them to just fix everything and pay them pretty much the same amount of money that you bought the gun for, and they might get it to work properly. Yeah, it's kind of shitty. It is kind of shitty. I wouldn't trust it at all. Normal says, question, heard about an AR in 6.555 from the Czech Republic. That's the Lugo I talked about earlier. I wouldn't risk it since I have such bad experience with Lugo, but I don't know. It might be good, but probably not. So Klingan says, I ordered an axe from New Zealand, similar to an ordinary fire axe, and it got stuck in Swedish customs, and I had to get an approval from Swedish police to pick it up. An axe? An axe, really? An axe? That's stupid. Yeah, Adler is the name of the lever. Isn't the Adler a product of trash Australian gun laws? Yeah, probably, but we have trash Swedish gun laws that the Adler works for as well. So yeah, all gun laws are stupid, and yeah, especially that one that in Sweden that just specifically targets forward repeating shotguns. Instead of just writing manually operated shotguns or manually repeated shotguns or something like that, they write forward repeating shotguns. So a lever action is obviously not covered by that because it's like middle repeating shotguns or whatever you want to say. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Why is a pump action naughty? Is it some kind of Miami Vice thing or something from back in the 80s? It's so stupid. It is so stupid. It's just Hollywood bullshit. Same with suppressors and they going pew pew in Hollywood movies. Idiots writing legislation. Okay, now I got to rant about that as well. People, I'm all out of beer. This is a sad thing. And it also means that the stream is kind of over. Sorklinga wants to know if I'm optimistic about the future for gun owners in Sweden. We'll see. So there's a lot of good things in the pipe for Swedish gun owners if you believe politicians. And if you believe politicians, you're an idiot. So this is a continuous battle. We need to hold politicians accountable. Like, for example, when they fucked up the magazine thing this summer. So we need to put a little fire under their butts, singe their little ass mustache, and make them make good decisions, basically. So we can't trust the politicians to do the right thing because they're all idiots and assholes. So yeah, I'm confident that things will turn out good if people step up and hold politicians accountable. So write your politicians, tell them that this and that was not good or this and that was good. That's also good to say. If they do something good, tell them. Always be courteous. Never say stupid things in a mail to a politician. They will not listen to you. And you will not reach the politician. You will reach some intern that reads it, but they will put it all in a pile and say, this many people told you this many people told you that. But still, communicate with them. And in Sweden, we take our hand, make a fist, put it in our pocket, and never do anything. So if you actually do something in Sweden, you will be noticed. It is very easy to be noticed by a politician in Sweden. It's ridiculous. I've had personal conversations with them just because I hit them up on Facebook. They're very easy to get in contact with. And yeah, so try to do that. And do it continuously. Because this is not a battle that will be finished next week. This is, like I told you about the investigation, it's going to be finished in the end of January 2024 when we get a new government agency handling licensing and all that. So yeah, this is a fight for the future. So it's that Chinese proverb about a man planting a tree that his children will get to enjoy the shade of. Kind of like that, but the more we fight, the better. I started this about 15 years ago, and it's just now I'm kind of get to eat the fruits from that tree. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Our folks says Sten Bergheden is very fast at answering. Yes, Sten Bergheden is very good. Talk to Sten Bergheden, he's the best one there is. So yeah, do that, and anyone responsible for at whatever political party you vote for. Talk to whoever is responsible for the area of the politics you care about. Righty. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Path Trampled by Deer says, the last time I shook hands with a politician, he got fired about 3 months later. I think, what's the name of that really short one? Never mind. Matt says, will be fun to see what happens in August with all those AR hunting licenses. Yeah, I guess we'll find out at the end of the month. If you're applying for an AR10, make sure you pay the fee after August 1st. So they can't say that, oh, this is the old rules or something. So, yeah. No, Mats, it wasn't Moggy. It was that Iranian guy from the moderate party. Because he was my neighbor. Then he moved to some place with his girlfriend or whatever. He's not a politician anymore, as far as I know. I don't know. Normal Citizen says the amount of bar match on Blocket is hilarious. So for those who don't know, bar match, the gun bar match, Browning bar match, was basically a little loophole to get a semi-auto 308 in Sweden. It's kind of a shit rifle and it's super expensive to get anyway. Fun. And Infutech is a company that made a lot of accessories for it to make it kind of like an Hanif Bali, thank you, Arfolk. Whatever. So people are selling them now, and they put a lot of money in those to get them kind of to work. And an AR10 will just kick their ass. So yeah. Anyway, get an AR10. Do not buy any of those Browning bar matches on Blocket. Those are shit. Don't buy them. And I kind of feel sorry for all the people who owns one of them. So, but still, don't buy them. Righty-ho. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream now. You guys have a good weekend, and remember to go to the shooting range and have a good time. See ya. Boop. Boop.